Types of cybersecurity risks. Cybersecurity risk can manifest in many ways and impact various aspects of your organization. Categorizing them can help in understanding their nature and potential consequences. Technical risks related directly to hardware, software, and network infrastructure. Examples include malware infections, ransomware, viruses, distributed denial of service, DDoS attacks, software vulnerabilities, hardware failures, misconfigurations, operational risks related to the failure of internal processes, people, and systems. Examples include human error, accidental data deletion, falling for phishing, insider threats, malicious employees, failure of critical business processes due to system downtime, inadequate incident response procedures, poor change management introducing flaws, compliance and legal risks related to the failure to meet regulatory, legal, or contractual obligations. The examples are fines or sanctions for non-compliance with NDPA, GDPR, PCI DSS, CBN regulations, lawsuits resulting from data breaches, violation of contractual security clauses, financial risks related to direct or indirect monetary loss. The examples include theft of funds, e.g. through BEC scams, costs of incident response and recovery, lost revenue due to downtime, regulatory fines, increased insurance premiums, fraud, reputational risks related to damage to the organization's brand image and public perception. Examples include loss of customer trust following a data breach, negative media coverage, damage to partner relationships. In a competitive market, reputation is a key differentiator. Strategic risks related to risks that could impact the organization's ability to achieve its long-term strategic goals. Examples are failure to innovate due to security concerns, inability to enter new markets due to compliance issues, loss of competitive advantage due to intellectual property theft. Third-party risks related to risks introduced by external vendors, suppliers, or partners who have access to your systems or data. Examples: a breach originating from a compromised cloud provider or software supplier, non-compliance by a critical vendor impacting your own compliance. This is a growing area of concern. Understanding these categories helps ensure your risk identification process is comprehensive and considers impacts beyond just the technical realm. Defining risk appetite and risk tolerance. How much risk is your organization willing to take? This is a fundamental question that needs to be answered by leadership to guide consistent risk management decisions. This is where risk appetite and risk tolerance come in. Risk appetite, this is the amount and type of risk that an organization is willing to pursue, retain, or take on at a high level to achieve its strategic objectives. It's a strategic statement set by the board and senior management. Think of it like setting your overall comfort level with speed when driving. Are you generally cautious, moderate, or aggressive? For example, our organization has a low appetite for risks that could significantly impact customer data confidentiality or violate data protection regulations like NDPA. We have a moderate appetite for operational risks associated with adopting new efficiency-enhancing technologies, provided adequate controls are implemented. Risk tolerance, it sets the operational boundaries around the broader risk appetite. Tolerances are more granular and measurable. For instance, if your appetite is for moderate speed, your tolerance might be driving between 90, 110 kilometers on a specific highway under good conditions. Going above 110 kilometers exceeds your tolerance. For example, regarding system availability for our core e-commerce platform Objective, 99.9% uptime, we will tolerate no more than 8 hours of unplanned downtime per year. Or for compliance with NDPA data access controls, we have zero tolerance for unauthorized access to sensitive personal data. Why define appetite and tolerance? Here is why defining them is important. Consistency ensures that different managers make risk decisions aligned with the organization's overall stance. Prioritization helps focus resources on managing risks that exceed tolerance levels. Decision-making provides clear boundaries for accepting risks or deciding when mitigation is necessary. Communication articulates leadership's position on risk-taking to the rest of the organization. Defining risk appetite and tolerance is a critical governance function, Module 2, that directly informs the risk treatment phase, Module 3 of the lifecycle. Introduction to the risk register. How do you keep track of all the risks you've identified, assessed, and planned treatments for? The most common tool for this is the risk register. A risk register is essentially a central repository or database used to document and track risks throughout their lifecycle. It serves as a key communication and management tool for the GRC program. While the format can vary from a simple spreadsheet to a sophisticated GRC software module, A typical risk register includes entries for each identified risk, often containing fields such as risk ID, a unique identifier for tracking, risk description, a clear explanation of the risk event, e.g., unauthorized access to customer database via SQL injection vulnerability. Data identified when the risk was first logged, risk owner, the individual or team responsible for managing and monitoring the risk. Assets affected, the critical assets impacted by the risk. Threat source, the potential threat actor or event, e.g., external hacker, insider error. Vulnerability, the specific weakness being exploited. Existing controls, any controls currently in place that partially mitigate the risk. Likelihood rating, the assessed probability, e.g., high, medium, low, or a score. Impact rating, the assessed consequence, e.g., high, medium, low, or a score of financial value. Overall risk level score, the combined assessment often calculated from likelihood and impact. Risk treatment decision, the chosen response: mitigate, avoid, transfer, accept. Proposed treatment plan actions, specific steps to be taken for mitigation or other responses. Action owner and due date, who is responsible for the treatment actions and by when. Residual risk level, the estimated risk level after the treatment plan is implemented. Status, the current status of the risk and treatment actions, e.g., open, in progress, closed, accepted. Last reviewed date, when the risk entry was last updated. Purpose of the risk register: provides a centralized inventory of known risks. Facilitates prioritization based on risk levels. Tracks ownership and accountability for risk treatment. Serves as a basis for reporting risk posture to management. Supports audit and compliance activities by documenting the risk management process. The risk register is a living document. It must be regularly updated as risks are identified, assessments change, treatments are implemented, and monitoring occurs. It's a cornerstone of operationalizing the risk management lifecycle. In this module, you have built a foundational understanding of cybersecurity risk management. You learned that risk involves the potential for a threat to exploit a vulnerability in an asset, resulting in negative impact occurring with a certain likelihood. We explored the key terminology used in the field, ensuring you can speak the language of risk. You now understand that risk management is a continuous life cycle involving identification, finding risks, analysis, assessment, measuring them, treatment, responding via mitigation, avoidance, transfer or acceptance, and ongoing monitoring and review. We categorized various types of cybersecurity risks, technical, operational, compliance, etc., that organizations, including those in Nigeria, commonly face. Crucially, you learned the difference between risk appetite, the organization's strategic willingness to take risk set by leadership, and risk tolerance, the acceptable deviation for specific objectives, and why defining these is vital for consistent decision-making. Finally, we introduced the risk register as the essential tool for documenting, tracking, and managing identified risks throughout their life cycle. With these fundamental concepts in place, you are now ready to delve into how risk assessments are actually performed. In Module 4, we will explore specific risk assessment methodologies in greater detail.